Welcome back, readers. Today's book review is Here One Moment by Liane Moriarty. I'm author Nancy Basile and I write murder mysteries. You can download one of my books for free using the link in the description below. Liane Moriarty is one of my favorite authors. I have read every single book of hers, and this particular book's title goes along with her last book's title. She's using the first part of an idiom and leaving the last half out. So last time we had apples never fall, and the part that was left out was far from the tree. This time we've got here one moment, and the part that's left out is gone the next. That title is very telling because the book is about an airplane ride and what happens. An elderly woman has kind of a mental break, and she stands up and starts telling each passenger when and how they will die. Freaks out everyone. But in true Liane Moriarty fashion, everyone has their own stories going on, and we get to hear the lives of a bunch of different people. And also in true Liane Moriarty fashion, it turns out some of them are connected and didn't even know it. Before we get into the review, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and when I do, I'm going to host a live Ask Me Anything about self-publishing or writing books or books I recommend or anything, and there will be giveaways included. So hit the subscribe button so we can hit that goal. And if you find anything helpful in this video, please give me a like. It really helps the channel. All right, let's break it down. The themes you will find in Here One Moment, which I consider to be women's fiction, are tragedies, complicated families, work-life balance, and as the title implies, there's a lot of death and thinking about death. I have to admit that this book was cathartic for me to listen to. I listened to it on Libro FM because my father died in March, and death has been on my mind a lot. And she has so much insight into the human psyche, and there were so many things that she said that rang true for me. It was almost like being in therapy. There might have been a few tears shed. Story. This one definitely gets what next. Because when I finished this book, I have a confession. When I started the book, I was reluctant because I knew it was going to be deep. I knew there were going to be a lot of characters. I knew it would be involved, and I knew it was going to make me feel all the feels. So I was reluctant to start it. But once I did, I couldn't stop. And once you hit that halfway point in the book, there's no going back. I mean, you are sucked in. So when we got to the end, I wasn't ready for it to end. So Here One Moment definitely gets, now what? Characters. Holy macaroni. We have such a wide variety of characters in this book. I give them trust with my life. All of them have these fantastic flaws, redeemable qualities, humanity, and even though you can see where they're going and you can see what's happening to them and you want to shout at them, it's inevitable. It's like watching the car accident in slow motion or the train wreck in slow motion. And she writes these characters so well that there's really no other way it can happen. And they all have these funny little quirks, these specific things to their personality that make them really fun. She really finds the humor in all of them. You have the newlywed couple, you have the elderly couple who just did a tour of Tasmania, you've got the young guy in love with his roommate, you have a young mother trying to balance her emotions of joy and fear, you have a workaholic father, just runs the gamut. Next up, dialogue. Well, this is a no-brainer. Definitely HBO drama. All of them have very distinct voices, and all of them have meaty dialogue, funny dialogue, no fluff, no waffle, just gets right to the heart of what's happening. And you get to be inside each character's head and get their POV, so you even hear their unique voice inside each character's head. The setting. Well, the setting is kind of all over the place. For a good bit of the beginning of the book, we're on an airplane, which isn't so fun. Very cramped. very lauded, and to make everybody's stakes jacked up, they've been delayed on the tarmac for like 2 hours with a screaming baby. But once they get off the plane, they're in Australia, and some of the places are beautiful. She describes all different terrains of the country. I've never been there. Her books make me want to visit. So for setting, I give this Buying a Timeshare. I loved this book. I knew I would going in because I love all of Liane Moriarty's books, even though I like some more than others. It was slightly different than the usual one. There were secrets to uncover, but not in the usual fashion. Most of the secrets they needed to uncover were about themselves. They weren't like facts or story points. There wasn't a mystery to solve other than, is this lady's predictions going to come true? And the kicker is, in the beginning, it looks like they will come true. Oh my gosh. So everybody starts freaking out. It's a really great study in human psyche and what would you do if you knew the day you were going to die and you only had so much time left. So it's kind of a fun human experiment. And I had a couple aha moments towards the end that were really fun when you found out how some of the characters were connected. And she kind of leaves you guessing about who is a psychic and who isn't. She kind of leaves it up for you to decide. Overall, my final rating for this is definitely a 5 out of 5. Hugely enjoyable, especially listening to it. There are 2 different narrators and they do accents, and it's wonderful. Highly recommend. Like I said, this book has a lot of different character storylines weaving in and out of each other, which kept you guessing and kept you entertained because you would jump from character to character. And if you like books with a big cast of characters with stories that weave in and out of each other, I highly recommend this book. So check out that book review. Thanks for watching the video. I sincerely appreciate you. Give me a like and subscribe for more book reviews just like this one.